Morning universe, this is Jilly from Meditate Place. I hope this meditation finds you well. This morning I promised to talk about how there is only now. So when we meditate, we talk about being in the moment and how the past, the present, the future is actually academic because there is only now. And yesterday I promised to explain that at a quantum level. So I'm going to try and do it as simply as possible. Quantum physics is obviously a science, and although there are different types of theories within quantum physics, and there is often a little bit of hustle and bustle between scientists to get those theories to fit together, it's still hard science. So forgive me when I make hard science sound a little bit woo-woo, but it kind of does. So here goes. And I've just done myself a little cue card because I don't want to complicate it too much and veer off. So the quantum field is actually 17 fields of energy, and we refer to quantum physics as atoms. But actually, atoms are fields of energy. And those fields of energy behave in waves, if you will. So we can see everything physically in that field, but there are also things outside of our physical comprehension that are within those fields. So everything and anything is in those fields. Okay, so that's step one. In 1997 there was an experiment where they split a photon in half, and what they did was they separated each half of that photon by a distance, I think it was about 14 or 15 miles, and this half, when stimulated, this half would behave and respond in the exact same way, demonstrating that once energy is connected, it's always connected. And so no matter how distant that energy becomes, it's still part of that field or still connected. Now, what's interesting is that they did the same experiment, but they also put time between the two halves of the photon. And amazingly, what happened was, even though there were distinct amounts of time between the cause and the effect, actually the response was simultaneous once more and the same effect. So in other words, it was, you couldn't get that coincidence, in other words. So now we understand that energy is connected not just through distance, but also through time. Okay, with me so far? So what we call this is entanglement. So in other words, everything affects everything else. So everything within those fields and waves of energy, one thing or a thing will affect another thing. So, entanglement. So if you imagine before the planet arrived and we were this sort of pea-size piece of energy and matter, when the Big Bang came, we were still connected, even though we were in many pieces and formulated this glorious universe. What once was one then became many, and that energy is all still connected. So if you imagine a hologram and you were to see that image in the hologram, if you cut it into hundreds of thousands of pieces, even if you looked at one piece of that hologram, you would still see the same picture. So we we refer to that as sacred geometry. So, for example, if you cut a tomato in half, you will still see the same maths and mathematics and the same shapes and dimensions in a tomato as you would if you could open a tree or look at a honeycomb. Or that sacred geometry, that mathematics, that energy still runs through everything because it's like a hologram. So now I get to us. If we are all connected magnetically and energetically, and if what happens to something happens to everything, then if we are making changes with us energetically, then surely it makes a difference energetically to everyone else. So in that sense, we as individuals, when we meditate, can affect change energetically simply by pushing out our heart field. Now, our heart field is 5,000 times more electronically and magnetically charged than the brain. And it's called the little brain because the heart has so many thousands and thousands of receptors which think and respond to emotion similarly to the brain, except for the brain has the logic element of thinking, whereas the heart is instinctive, is the mirror of everything out there. Because what happens to something happens to everything. Which is why when we come into contact with somebody that's unhappy, we can sense and feel their pain. Equally, they can sense and feel your joy or your empathy or your forgiveness and all of those emotions too. So I hope that helps in saying there is only now, because that energy field knows no time. It's an academic theory that enables us to understand the hologram in which we live. Okay, end of science. So what I'd like to do is use the theory of entanglement in order for us to raise our heart field to that point of beautiful healing, inward and outward healing. So today's meditation, we're going to go into that quantum field. We're going to actually exist as part of that whole, and be able to raise its vibration through our own intention. So I hope you kept up with that. I'm sorry, I know it's a little bit hard to wrap your head around if you've not sort of had it contextualized that way. So let's just get on with our meditation. So to begin, just allowing yourself to feel comfortable in your space. And just bringing in the breath slowly and releasing slowly. Perhaps adjusting and ensuring that whatever position you're in, you're comfortable. And when you're ready, just allowing your eyes to close. Being aware of the stillness around you. Aware of the quietness of outside. Aware of how still the whole universe is in this moment. stillness, releasing all of your muscles, all of your tension. Allowing the logical mind to drift asleep. And the logical response in your body to soften, to unravel. And just allowing that breath to drift in and out, sinking deeper and deeper into that beautiful world of the subconscious mind. Deeper and deeper relaxed. Nothing wants anything from you. Nothing needs anything from you. And just allowing yourself to drift deeper and deeper. And you may even feel those tingles all the way down your body as your conscious mind drifts deep, deep, deep. And you need not worry as your subconscious mind is fully alert. All of its senses able to process and take in everything that is good for you. And now bringing your senses all the way down to the strongest field of energy in your body, that heart field, and directing your breath all the way in and all the way out. And I want you to imagine you are in that beautiful quantum field where every tiny speckle of energy surrounds you. It glitters, it sparks, it is beautiful, like fireworks in the sky. And just imagine that you can see for miles and miles this field of energy. And this field of energy will respond to any stimulus. And so as you grow this heart field out into that beautiful field of energy, you notice all of the sparkles getting brighter and more excited. And so directing your intention of calm, of peace, of love, all the way down into that energy field around your heart, and then pushing it out, all the way out as far as you can stretch. as that energy field responds, you are sending out that beautiful energy as far as you can around the world, because everything is connected to everything. And when you allow your energy to invigorate love, peace and calm, it affects every other thing. And this is how we make change happen within ourselves and within others. We are able to push out and be that effect, like ripples and waves in the quantum field. And those ripples and waves just keep going and going and going. It's true, is it not, that everything starts within us? It starts with an intention, with a feeling. We have the power to create feelings of positivity just as equally as we have the power to create feelings of negativity. And we can change just like that. We can change negativity to positivity simply by making that change within us, intending that change. And so you can be your change. And those ripples of change push all the way out until a change spreads all the way through that quantum field. And so suspended in the center of your universe, in the center of your quantum field, this is where all begins, where all change happens. And so just take a few moments now to put out to that energetic field all of your positive intentions for you, for your loved ones, for your friends, for the universe, for everything. And as we are an energetic and magnetic field, that beautiful intention will come all the way back to you, just like ripples and waves in the quantum field. Okay. And so just let go of everything. thoughts. Just hold on to the energy around your heart and allow it to energize your cells, to heal your body and to calm your mind. And then letting go of all that does not serve you. And in a few moments, it's time to return to your conscious mind, to wake up your body and your consciousness. So starting to take some deeper breaths in now, and letting go. Good. Directing that breath all the way down to your toes and all the way out. Starting to move and wake up your body. Deeper breaths in and out. And one final deep breath in, bringing your awareness all the way up to alertness. And on the outward breath, you can open your eyes. Welcome back and welcome to this Wednesday. I hope that you are all well. I'm Julie from Meditate Place, and I do appreciate everyone that joins me or watches later on. Thank you. It's just, for me, a way of spreading a little bit of peace and calm through these really quite unusual times. As always, remember your health is your wealth, and I would like today's act of kindness simply to be that you spend your day with good intention, and be that change in other people. I wish you well in everything you do today. As always, I love you all, and